Safety Tools, round 2. So last week I did a video about safety tools in response to a post Gini D made, and I blabbered for about 20 minutes. I recently rewatched the video being reviewed by Driving in Dungeons, and oh god, blah, 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 blah. I really need to focus on my talks going forward. I do tend to blabber and repeat myself, so I apologize. And there was one topic that I meant to get to, and I kept saying I was going to get to it, and I never did. So I'm going to get to it now. All right, so I think as we're in, 10 years into the safety tools debate, the main problem, which most of these videos don't seem to go over, which is including myself, is not safety tools. It's not the triggering or the lines and veils or the talking about it or don't talking about it. It's that the idea of the X card, the idea that a player has this power to stop the game, to sabotage the game, and the concern is that will be used to disrupt the game. So in writing, the X card idea, the player agency idea is if the player is faced with something that they are truly have trouble dealing with, they can play this card to tell the DM stop, rewind, reset, go forward. Which I guess like anything on paper, sure, that makes sense. Until you think about it in practice, and let's use it for real life. Okay, real life. You are really, really into this video game. You're 6 hours into playing Fortnite or Baldur's Gate 3 or Diablo 4. You've got, and you're totally in the zone, and you're in this massive, fight, and all this amazing loot is dropping, and you're like, yes, and then it crashes. Just bam. Game gone, computer crashes, blam, and you're just sitting there going, what? Oh, my immersion is gone, my investment is gone. Suddenly I have to deal with the game suddenly coming to an end, and do I gotta reload, and I gotta restart, and I gotta try and recapture that emotion, and oh my god, all my loot. That's the concern, I think, and we don't talk about that enough in these arguments about safety tools. Instead, we just toss insults back and forth to the point where it's gotten sort of exhausting and tired. Oh, you're you use safety tools. Ba-damn! Oh, you're weak because you don't use safety tools. Ba-damn! I mean, at this point, it's we don't have an argument anymore. We're just regurgitating the same thing over and over again to piss each other off. But nobody's getting to the actual thing that started the argument in the first place 10 years ago, which was don't sabotage my game. This stupid rule lets a player at any point in time go, nope. And whether they are doing it with 100% honesty, this really upset me and I really need to stop this. Or more likely than not, they're using it as a way to power game. You're still stopping the game. And even in its most honest, innocent form, it's still censorship. It's still stopping the momentum of the game. Everybody at the table is locked in. They're playing to their best. We're engaged. We're having fun. We're all enjoying the social camaraderie, the social contract that is D&D, and suddenly goes, no, stop. And not only does that stop the DM and their momentum, it stops the players and their momentum too. Maybe it was just about to be Susan's turn, and Susan was just about to pull off some amazing last-second combo to save the day, and then you're bam, and suddenly Susan has to stop. You have to go, oh, nope, that upset me, rewind, regurgitate, restart, replace the snake with a centipede or whatever. And then Susan's kind of lost her thought. And then like a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes later, she's like, oh, wait, what? And then it just sort of ruins the game. Whatever momentum you had is lost. And I think that's what we're upset about. That's the one we don't talk about enough. That's the one we really need to focus on. The safety tools, the easily abusable power that this card gives you to stop the game for whatever reason, and the fear that people will use this game to take away the DM's power. And I'm sorry, but so far nobody has given me any evidence that it works. I have only seen story after story after story after story of it being abused. And I will say it's very hard for me to respect the other side when you look at all the comments people made. Now, not, some of the comments from the other side were pretty not nice too, but most of the comments from the anti-Safety Tools side were, I don't agree with you, and I think you're kind of emotionally immature if you need that, and maybe you should play a different game. Some of them were a little bit more vile, but most of them were what we were pretty much, we don't want to talk about this anymore. You keep bringing it up. At this point, the issue is you, not us. Well, meanwhile, the other side, the pro Safety Tools side, were like multiple page texts about how I'm a horrible person. I'm a homophobe. I'm a bigot for not, so yeah, but that's a separate thing. So in closing, because I want to wrap this up, because God, did I blabber on the last one. Safety Tools Tango Part 2. The issue is the X card. The issue is the ability to short the game, to stop the momentum. And again, to use that example, I mean, imagine how that would feel if you are just right into that movie. It's the most pivotal moment in Star Wars. It's Empire, and it's the fight between Luke and Vader's about to make the big reveal, and the movie stops. And you've never seen it before. And you're like, wait, what was he going to say? That's the same thing. That's literally the same thing. Okay, maybe it's not literally the same thing, but it's the same thing. You're in the middle of a fight, and bam! Oh, you have to stop this fight and rewrite this fight because whatever upsets me. And people use that to abuse the game and to abuse the power, to take the power away from the DM, to circumvent the game. Okay? All the other stuff about, well, the game is not really dangerous and all the other stuff, those are other things we can talk about, but I don't think we talk about that X card enough, and I don't think we talk about that, the power that the X card gives that is being abused, because it is being abused, and you have yet to show me an example that it's not being abused. Even in its most innocent form. I'm really, really, really upset about this. The second you put that card, the second you censor that game, it's the second you stop that momentum, that affects the whole reality of the game, and that takes power away from the DM, and that takes power away from the other players. It takes your X card, your Safety Tools affects everybody at the table. Remember that, not just you. So yeah, there you go. Safety Tools round 2. I meant to get to the topic last week, but I'm an idiot, and these things, my brain works faster than my mouth, or my mouth works faster than my brain. I don't know. Remember, according to certain somebody, I'm an uneducated, inexperienced clown of an idiot, so take of that what you will. X cards. Meanwhile, Tentacle Cow is trending.